What's up guys, it's Mega giving you another video for Link Evolution. We're going to go to a different of my series, and that is rank matches using decks I've made, simply because I always get occasionally comments about people wanting to explain how I use this card, so this one, or maybe they don't understand, or people may not understand why how the deck functions just based on me rambling. So I like to do a few rank matches extra, just so you can hear my commentary on top of the me dueling. For instance, we did this with my Met 9 vote, and I said if you guys liked it, we'll continue, and I have been neglecting it, I must admit, and yeah, we'll come back and let's have a crack at this. I'm going to be doing my Orcust deck next for this one because I just love the deck. It's one of them I've got. It's one of the best decks I've ever made in my opinion, and the deck is basically, it's kind of like a you control the board with the effects, and they have powerful effects where you can push through and go for the sweet damage. And with that, guys, I'm going to hand over to me in the past, so take care, and I shall see you there. Bye bye. I'm gonna go, most probably. Yeah, we're gonna go second, okay. I always lose dice rolls recently. I never win dice rolls. Let's see what we get then. Base scrap recycler, or so we've got a combo starter with scrap recycler, because you can just get rid of any one of our Orcust cards. If we get orchestrated return, that'd be even better. But that's not bad hand, not bad. I've had worse. Yeah, 3 face downs. Oh, please don't be like an alter guy, Subterra crap. I'm begging you. 4 face down cards, Jesus Christ. Right, now we've got another scrap recycler. Alright. I'll warn you guys, I'm playing on a dodgy controller because my other one has refused to charge and now it's dead. So, yeah. Might be a bit dodgy. So scrap recyclers are fair. Upon being summoned, lets us mill any one of our cards. So I think milling brass bombard might be a good one. We'll mill brass bombard because brass bombard has an effect in the graveyard where you can remove it from your graveyard from play, and then you can special summon an Orcust card from your hand. So we'll special summon the Nightmare. Then, since we have 2 monsters on the field, and one of them being a Orcust card, we should be able to go into Galatea, which is the one of the best Orcust links there is. Galatea, the Orcust ultimate. Is it automation? I always get the last bit mixed up. Get your hands up in the air. So what you got for me, mate? Oh, it's one of these decks. And one trap from your deck to the grave. Yeah, there we go. It's a Paleozoic deck, whatever the deck's called. Right, so Galatea's special ability will now activate. So you target a banished Orcust or World Legacy card and return it back into the deck, pretty much. And then we get to set we could set the Crescendio, which could be good, but I want to get Orcust return because I want to draw those 2 cards off of Skeleton. I want to get Skeleton in the graveyard. Because we could draw into Babel or the trap card. So Orchestrated return, you basically discard, or you send an Orcust from your hand or field to the graveyard pretty much, or World Legacy monster, and then you get to draw an extra 2. So we drew Allure of Darkness and we drew Reinforcement of the Army. So I can play Reinforcement of the Army to search out a Dark Warrior basically. I think I'll search out the Phantom Knights of Silent Boots, because I can just play Allure of Darkness and then just remove it from play. So it doesn't because I can draw 2 cards and then I can get then you have to discard a dark monster. So there you go, we'll just send that to the graveyard. Or we'll just remove that from play. Right, so we're going to play Orcust Nightmare's ability. So you target one monster on your field, and then you send one monster from your deck to the grave. Then the monster you targeted, in our case is going to be Galatea, will gain 100 attack points for each of that monster's level. So since Wonder Wand's level 8, Galatea will now gain 800 attack points. And since Wonder Wand has been sent to the grave, you can special summon another World Legacy monster from your hand. So we get to special summon another Wonder Wand for World Wand for free, not Wonder Wand. Wonder Wand's a magic card. Now we're going to play Wonder Wand's effect in the graveyard. So we remove it from play to special summon an Orcust monster that is banished. So Nightmare returns again. Nibiru. Oh, I didn't get around Nibiru. Kind of good, doesn't matter. It still does not matter, we've got a lot of players to get around Nibiru. I'm nowhere near done yet. Nope, not even close. $4,500 defense points. Ah! Right, so now we can remove Skeleton in our graveyard from play and resummon out Galatea, because we're now going to take our Link or our Orcust Link monster and we're going to go into Dingesu. Because Dingesu can exceed from itself just off of a Orcust Link card, which is kind of great actually. We'll send Nibiru to the graveyard because I can't get over that thing. I can't get over it before I'm like a couple of attack points off. So I'd rather just send the Nibiru and try and get an attack off. You know, I know he's got a trap decks, which basically will just summon themselves back to the field. Oh, they're horrible. There you go, like this. Oh no. Right, so special summon that back. Okay, that's right. So Dingesu goes to defense mode. And we're going to play its special ability to send Nibiru to the graveyard. Right, I'll play Foolish Burial, which will now let us send any one of our monsters from our deck to the grave. I think in this case we will send Gizmek. I could summon out Gizmek now and go for the attack. So I just would do that. It doesn't really matter actually, no, so I just... I could actually go for Gizmek and go for the attacks, I just don't want to banish a good card. Well, we'll go for it. Well, I wanted to play Cold Valkyrie. Right, so what got... I hate this stupid controller. So what got banished? Babel got banished, a bit unfortunate. Skeleton and Bombard. Okay, so... The only thing that really got banished was Babel, which kind of hurts us a little bit, but nothing too major. Right, his card gets banished when it leaves the field. Right. We'll just set Caught by the Grave. Because the only one we can banish is Nibiru, but it kind of stops us from being Nibiru'd again because we can just remove the Nibiru in this graveyard from play. Then drops a fish. We have another scrap recycler in grave as well. So that's kind of nice. Oh, we have a jackalope as well. Right, so we're going to play Scrap Recycler. I need a Galatea. We'll send a Nightmare to the graveyard. Right, so we'll play Wonder One's effect. Special Summon Skeleton. Just like again, this is all you keep doing. Just keep doing this, just keep applying pressure. So we're going to go into another Galatea. Because she's limited to 2, and she's limited to 2 for a reason. Right, and also, because Galatea is linked to Dingirsu, Galatea can't be destroyed by battle. Can be destroyed by card effects, just not battle. Alright, now we'll take a World Wand, put it back into the, shuffle it back into the deck. Then we're going to set Orcust's Crescendio. It's like playing Harry Potter. Crescendio! I will play a Nightmare special ability on Galatea. Send World Wand back into the back into the graveyard. Now it gains she gains 800 more attack points. Let's just go. Let's just swing. You don't know, we might win. I doubt we are, but he might win. He's got a lot of cards he can play. So what? It basically takes 1,000 points to negate the attack. Okay. Let's continue his trap as well. Keep forcing him to use up the life points though. Pretty much, I think. Because I can't activate Crescendo on the turn that I set it with Automation's effect. You can't play it. Look, I'll try. Look, won't activate. Next turn it will, just not now. Right. So during my next turn, he could just... Oh no, that's if it goes to the graveyard. So I was about to say during my next turn, he could just banish it, but he can't. It's only if it's in the graveyard, he can banish it during my turn to stop me from direct attacking. But that's not going to work out, I'm not going to lie. I can't believe I had an Nibiru token with 4,500 attack points. Yeah, you know if this starts moving like left to right like now, I'm not doing anything. Look, the thing is literally staying still. I'm not doing anything. This controller's that busted while the other one's charging. Setting another card. The only downside about this deck, about the Palazorix, I like the deck, you just can't have a pure one. You have to run a lot of other combo pieces, otherwise it's just not decent, in my opinion. And your opponent has left the match. You just knew. We get to choose. We're going to choose to go first this time. We went second last time. Let's go first this time. I'd like to go first. I'd like to go first. Right, so we've got not the best hand in the world actually. So we'll start off first with the Allure of Darkness because we have got 2 darks, so we can just banish one of them. It doesn't really matter. Ooh, we'll banish the Silent Boots because I really want to keep these 2 in my hand. Right, so we're going to send... Oh, we're going to play Scrap Recycler. And then with Scrap Recycler's special ability, once again, we have to send a machine from our deck to the graveyard. I'll send Orcust to my card graveyard. Right. I'm going to set these two face down. Just because of the Dangers effect. But before we do that, we're going to play Nightmare's special ability. So by removing it in our graveyard from play, we get to send World Wand from our deck to the graveyard. Since it's gone to the graveyard, we get to play our World Wand from our hand. Then we're going to play its graveyard ability. So by removing it from play, we're going to resummon out Orcust Nightmare. You see, just keep recycling through the deck. Now we're going to take Orcust Nightmare and Scrap Recycler and link summon into Galatea. But this time, the card we're going to go for is Orchestrated Babble, which is the field spell. Pretty much what it does is makes all of that, like, so you know Galatea's special ability or your Orcust special abilities in the graveyard. What Babble does is makes them become quick effects. So with so all of our monsters now have quick effects, which is kind of broken. So now we'll play our final danger special ability. So since it was chosen, it gets discarded, and then through its special ability, since it was discarded, it special summons itself from the graveyard, which is pretty nice. Now we're going to link both our two monsters together into IP Masquerena. Right. So with this now, guys, we have a kind of like an Omni Negate with Crescendo. We have Call by the Grave to negate players, and we have our monster's special abilities to, like, pretty much like on quick effects. So he's going to play Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. So I don't want to lose Galatea yet. So I'm going to play Orcust Crescendo's effect. So we're going to negate his Kaiju Slumber and remove it from play. Crescendo goes to the graveyard. Now, because we've got everything that we need from that, because Crescendo can only activate if you have an Orcust Link monster. Now that we've kind of used it, I'm going to play IP Masquerena's special ability to link her and Galatea together. The reason why I'm doing this now is because if I played Orcust Nightmare's ability, I'm locked into only special summoning dark monsters, and Crusalia Avamax is a light. So if I'm going to play Nightmare's ability, I can do it now because I don't particularly care. Because it'd be kind of decent to do it now. So that's the reason why we did that. Oh, and he's tributing. Oh, you see, he's a kaiju deck. Here we go. I've got a kaiju. So Avamax, what it was. Someone said this special summon. If this card is sent to the grave, shuffle one card on the field into the deck. I don't want to do that actually. So Avamax, if it's link summoned, it can't be targeted, and if you link summon it using IP Masquerena, it can't be destroyed. But that doesn't matter when you've got a kaiju. Like, the kaiju can just still negate the stuff. We're just gonna take this on the chin. So I think we're playing against a kaiju deck. Right. I'm now going to play Nightmare's special ability. So now we're going to remove Nightmare in our graveyard from play, target his monster, and then we're going to send Skeleton to the graveyard. See, there's a reason I took that on the chin and not make his monster stronger. Now, redraw. Another skeleton. That makes life a little bit easier. Right. So, through Orcust Crescendo's ability, we remove it in our graveyard from play. Then we can search any dark monster we want, pretty much, and add it to our hand. Or dark machine, I think. And we're going to add Gizmek for the attack boost. Now, what we're going to do is play Skeleton's effect in the graveyard. So by removing Skeleton in our graveyard from play, we can resurrect Galatea. Right, we're going to let's summon a monster, and we've got 2. Right, so we're going to play Galatea's ability to target our skeleton, return it into the deck. Then we get to set one card we like, and we're going to set another Crescendio, which will come in handy. It's a shame we got rid of Avamax, so I could have pushed for damage, but dims the brakes. Right, so now we remove our World Wand from play to resurrect Orcust, Nightmare. We're going to play Skeleton. So that's them two. Right. Now we're going to take Galatea and Lynx and Xyz summon it once again to go into Dingirsu. And since Dingirsu is summoned to the field, we can send one of his monsters to the graveyard, or one of his cards to the graveyard. So we're going to send that, send his Kaiju, anything on his field. So adios Kaiju. Then we're going to take Nightmare and Skeleton and link summon into a second copy of Galatea. Galatea has more attack points than them two combined. Might as well. And again, she's co-linked to Dingirsu. That means she cannot be destroyed by card effects. Or, cannot be destroyed by battle, I should say. Right, so I could play his spell. Ability. I could play Nightmare special ability. Get some more battle off. Right, so we're going to play Gizmek's special ability. So we banish the top 8 cards of our deck. Steep cost, but it's worth it. Then we get special summon Gizmek to the field. I freaking hate this control, I really do. Let's just quickly see what got banished. So the other world one got banished. Nightmare got banished. It's kind of a bit of a blow, but nothing too major. Right, so we're going to play Nightmare's special ability. Remove it from play. Target Galatea. She has the lowest attack points. Let's try and get a bit of an oomph on her. We'll send a Brass Bombard to the graveyard. I know it's only 100 more attack points, but if we draw an Orcust next turn, which we can do because of Crescendo, we should be able to get like a free special summon. So that's kind of not bad. Because they say, because if you banish Crescendo from play, you can add a Dark Machine. So basically a pretty much like you could even play that effect on like Gizmek. Or Gizmek or like an Orcust, because they are Dark Machine type monsters, which means you would be able to special summon it, because Brass Bombard, you can special summon an Orcust from your hand. Which is pretty nice. Right, now Galatea's attack points go back down to normal. We're going to play Galatea's special ability, just in case he has a Kaiju and he wants to tribute her. So we're going to return World Wand because our other one is banished. Then we're going to set Orchestrated Return. Right, we'll see what he does now. so much field advantage. So he's going to get rid of Dingirsu to summon out his Kaiju. Okay, okay. That summon out Gamma Seal. That's not a problem. I can adapt to that. Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. And once again, we're going to play Orcust Crescendia to negate the Kaiju Slumber and remove it from play. There we go. Right, first things first. Right, now see what we're going to do. He's got his Mad Flame Kaiju. What are you going to do, mate? Because if he attacks into Galatea, he can't destroy Galatea because she's linked to one of his cards. Because like, this linked card cannot be destroyed by battle. So, he can't, even if he attacks Galatea, his own monster should protect her. And Gizmet will get rid of that thing anyway next turn. See? She should remain untouched. The attack has, yep. She remains untouched because she was co-linked to his Kaiju. Ooh, not a bad hand actually. So, what we're going to do is play Reinforcement of the Army to add the Warrior, Dark Grepher, from my deck to hand. We're going to choose Dark Grepher over Armageddon Knight, and the reason why is because we've got Orcust Nightmare in hand. So, we can play Dark Grepher's special ability. So, since we control a level 5 or higher Dark monster, we can discard it and special summon Grepher. So, with just that, we've got Orcust Nightmare in the grave, and we haven't committed to our normal summon yet. Then we're going to play Grepher's special ability. So we send a dark monster in our hand to the graveyard, like Silent Boots, to send another dark monster in our hand to the graveyard. So I think, in this instance, because Orcust Nightmare will send you, I could send... We'll send Gizmet for next turn. I'm not going to summon Gizmet yet. We'll send it for next turn. This next turn. Right, we've already got the Crescendo in hand, so I don't need to search it, which means with Galatea, we can search out Babel and freely have a Omni Negate. So now, we're going to remove Silent Boots in our graveyard from play to add my Rank Up Magic of Quick Launch. Or that's for Dingirsu if you want to go into Calamities. Right. Now, we're going to play Orcust Nightmare's ability. Move it from play, choose Skeleton. We're going to send a dark monster from our deck to the graveyard. We're going to choose World 1 because it's not in the graveyard yet. Then we're going to... So the reason why I'm going to do this now is because I could just link into Galatea now, but I really want that Masqueradium as well. So, because Masqueradium, I say you can go into Avamax. So, because Skeleton hasn't used his ability yet, and Skeleton can resurrect Orcust Nightmare, we're going to remove it from play, do the whole shebang with World Wand. World Wand will resurrect Orcust Nightmare. We're now going to link Nightmare and Skeleton together. Because, like I say, we'll be able to play Skeleton's ability to resurrect like Orcust Nightmare, because it hasn't used its special ability this turn. And also, it means during the turn's draw phase, you can prompt Galatea's special ability. So, using Galatea, we're going to select World Wand, bounce it back into the deck, shuffle, and then we're going to set our Orchestrated Babel. It's all because of Babel. It's the only reason why you'd be able to play Galatea's effect during his draw phase. Right. So now we're going to play Skeletons. I mean, I could have used Gizmet to go do it that way, so I just don't really want to keep seeing the 8 cards because they could be vital. So now we're going to go into Orcust Nightmare. Then we're going to link summon into Masquerena. You could link into another Galatea and then go into Dingirsu, because then Dingirsu can protect Galatea from being destroyed, and pretty much by card effects, Galatea's own effect will protect it from battle. The only downside is, I feel like that's a waste sometimes, because that's good going second. If you're going second, that's a great play, because obviously he can get rid of a face-up card, can't he? But Galatea, but it's like Dingirsu's kind of wasted going first, because it's like you can't get rid of a card in your opponent's field because they don't have a card. So we have an Omni Negate, and we have Masquerena, and we have Galatea. That's what I find anyway. It's nothing major, it's just what I find. So now we're going to play Galatea's special ability on the Skeleton, bounce it back into the deck. What I'm going to do, I'm going to double bluff him. We're going to set the other Crescendo, because if he destroys that Crescendo, we can't activate that anyway. But even if he just does destroy that one, he might think, oh, he hasn't got an Omni Negate, we've got another one right there. So we've got like two, we have definitely got one, and even if he gets rid of it, fair dues. If he doesn't matter. But even if one of them goes to the grave, we will be able to search off it next turn, which is actually pretty nice. So that's the reason why we did that, was like for like a bluff, because we don't need Orchestrated Return next. I mean, we could search Orchestrated Return next turn during our turn, but it's like we don't need it now. Yeah, I'd rather go for the double bluff, especially because you've got a Crescendo that he doesn't know about. He knows about that Crescendo, just not that one, and that one can't even activate this turn. I still don't know what deck he's playing, by the way. He's just set a card. That's it. I don't even know what he's doing. We could play, we could go into Avimax now. If we do, we can't activate Crescendo. So that's why I'm holding off, and I'm not playing Nightmare's ability yet, because then it will lock me into Dark, which means we wouldn't be able to go into Avimax. Just holding off for now. Oh, okay, Megla Smasher, okay. I've got to be careful now, because he wants to enter the battle phase. Yeah, he wants to enter the battle phase, right. Okay, so we're going to play IP Masquerena special ability, which now lets us special summon. And we're going to go into Avimax, because that thing can't get over Avimax anyway. I know even if it was normal summoned, it still can't get over it, because it's obviously got 1,000 less attack points. And now, Avimax, because it was link summoned, can't be targeted by card effects. And through IP Masquerena's special ability, it can't be destroyed by card effects. And I don't think Megla Smasher X can actually get through that. Oh no, here we go, he's gonna link someone away for another Kaiju. Oh. Yep, I knew he was gonna do that, Right, okay. Why am I getting such bad luck with Avimax? It keeps getting... Right, Avimax special ability is gonna activate, so now we get to bounce one card back into his deck. I'm gonna choose that face down card, he can't activate it anyway. So now, we are not done yet, we are not done by a long shot, by the way. Because now, we can activate Nightmare's special ability. We get to now send a monster to the graveyard. Monster to the graveyard, I believe I should send... Right, I've got two choices actually, because I could choose Skeleton, which I could use to resurrect Galatea. Or I could play World One, which would let me resurrect Nightmare. I'm going to risk it and say he can't do anything, so I'm going to send World Wand. No, you could send back Skeleton, so you could go back into Galatea, and then because you've done it with Galatea, like remove Skeleton from play to summon Galatea, you still have that orchestrated Crescendo, but it doesn't look like he could do anything. So I did do the right play. And we have a Gamma Seal, which is stronger than his Megala Smasher. Ooh, 1-for-1. That could come in handy. Right, so we're going to play World 1's effect to remove it from play to resurrect Orcust Nightmare. I think I'm going to have to link his monster of mine away. Yeah, I will. Go into another Galatea. I'll be able to send World 1 back into the deck and search out a card, which is very handy indeed. And also it means Crescendo is now live. And also Nightmare's back into the grave. So we can go into Dingirsu because we can just resurrect our other Galatea from the grave. Which is kind of nice. I just wish I had a monster in my hand. Oh, that's a good play we could do. Yeah, because with Nightmare you'll be able to go for Skeleton Resurrecting Gear. So, and you could play Quick Launch on Dingirsu if it doesn't have an overlay unit. Yeah, that's a decent play. Just thought about that. Right, so Skeleton now lets us resummon Galatea from the graveyard, and of course we're going to go. I'm going to put it there for now. It doesn't really matter if it's next to that link or not yet, because now we're going to take our weaker Galatea and go into Dingirsu. Very handy there. So just keep. Now we get to send a card from his field to the graveyard, which comes in really handy. I could play Orchestrated Return, I just don't want to risk drawing those two cards because they're not going to be decent, I don't think. Unless I can get Nightmare back into the graveyard. If I can get a Nightmare in the graveyard, I would play Orchestrated Return. But I don't have the ability to. That's 2, 4, 6. It's going to be on less than 1,000 life points. God, how many cards is this thing milling? It felt more than 8, it felt more like 20. Got nothing else we can do. It's a shame 1 for 1 it has to be a monster from your hand, it can't be from the field. That's a real shame. Alright, Gizmek now attacks. And then Galatea can attack as well. It's not lethal, but he's going to be down to 850 life points. And I've got an Omni Negate, and I've got everything I could ask for. It's a shame Avamax hasn't pulled out the word. I summon Avamax, and every time, and he just gets Kaiju'd. It's like the only out to Avamax near enough. One of them, anyway. Like, Cyber Dragon's another out, because obviously you can go into Mega Fleet. Let's just see what got banished. So, Foolish Burial, Nightmare, a Skeleton got banished. Okay. So Galatea's attack points get back down to normal. I should have set Magic Launch, because if he does get rid of our monster, if he does get Try Destroy, Dingirsu would be able to get rid of its special, will be able to get rid of its overlay unit. They'll be able to play Quick Launch, go into Calamities. I didn't put all of my opponent.